because you got a kid that talented, you got a kid, who wants to do it his way, and his way is incredible. But there's more. There's another level here. We're trying to get the group, because the better you are and the more efficient you are, it makes it easier for your teammates. You know who I talked into that? I talked John Allen. You remember John Allen, player? John Allen, first team All-American, as a senior. They won the national championship when he was a junior. I told him, we go hard in summertime. He's already everything. He's already tearing the league up. He was at Washington State, then he went to Western Washington. Of course, he's killing at that level. I say, well, but we're working on things so you can be cleaner in your execution, which gives your others more time. And they only need a little bit more time because they're also college ball players. So if you give them a little bit more time, you're a coach, damn well what I'm talking about. That makes the group better. And I do not like one-on-one players. I like go-to players. A one-on-one player can get a shot for himself every single time. Yes, but that was a make or miss scenario. A go-to player can get a shot every time for himself or one for his teammate.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
I like that guy. I like the latter. And I can respect the former. When you're a bucket, I respect you. But the highest, back to Larry Brown, he convinced Allen Iverson to clean his game up a little bit, which is going to help everybody else, and it's going to help the others rise. You're not winning the championship without the others contributing at the high level. Indiana won tonight because of an other.
Rasheed with a rebound. AI down the lane, behind the back to Dice.
Oh, you knew something was coming.
What about that? You can't do it any better than AI did it right there.
And so it's hard to get talented players to buy into what you just said, because they see their ultimate success being through themselves. Which your ultimate, like you said, the game is easier if I make my teammates better.
Correct.
Now the trick is like you said, the gray area is finding out when I need to make myself that guy in a game situation.
Well, you know what? What you're just saying is incredible what you're saying, because what you just said in a nutshell was the argument that the voters had when they took Kobe's and Shaq's trophies, because Steve Nash was legislated so incredibly. I mean, people don't unless you lived during that time, or unless you watch the whole game, like highlights. Forget these highlights, man. They give you a glimpse into the past, but unless you go back and watch the whole game tape, you missed it. Maurice Cheeks, talk about conductors. There's that man again. People even know where that came from. Mama, there goes that man. That's from Bill Russell years ago, saying that about Maurice Cheeks, because he was just so solid. And those type of guys are instrumental to winning.
They were so smart. They knew when their opportunity was called upon. Not available, but called upon.
Yes.
There's a difference. It's available when you have great skill. It's available all the time. But when is it called upon?
That is the point right there. Say that again.
I mean, that's what it is. There's a lot of times it's available, but it's not when it's available. It's when it's called upon. So that's what it is.
Dang, man, that sums it up right there.